Things are finally starting to pick up here on Wall Street, but isn't it supposed to, or is it just headline driven? Is that how it's supposed to be? I don't know. We're going to talk to Matt Cheslock on a Thursday, as he likes to say, thirsting for some knowledge.
That's right, Thirsty Thursday. Let's see if we can keep this market a little higher and everyone will be a little bit happier.
Hey, yeah, definitely, no bad news today so far. But Matt, I mean, I'm a little confused here. Aren't we supposed to be picking up naturally in September, or is this just because we're, putting the negotiations back on with China, or is that how it's supposed to go?
Well, obviously that's been the catalyst the last few days. Everyone focused on Florence in the beginning of the week. That didn't help matters. You saw some cyclical names that were associated with any kind of storm relief. They were the ones rallying. We saw oil rally pretty aggressively. Now we're getting back into a market which is more fundamentally headline driven. And that's all about China. That's all about rates, what we're seeing out of some of the economic numbers that we saw today. So these are the things that should be driving the market. And obviously, it's been reacting positively to some of these news releases.
All right, so it's all natural. And what do you think about the pickup in oil production and the U.S. being the top oil producer now?
Well, you see the spread between the Brent and WTI, is almost $10. That's a very wide spread, and that shows you where the U.S. is as far as their production goes. So, we're not so reliant on the foreign countries as we have been, and that's always pretty good for a country as a whole. If we can get oil in some kind of sweet spot that meets both supply and demand, we've seemed to be in that sweet spot right now. It hasn't affected the economy, hasn't affected consumers. Gas is below 3 most places, and I think that's probably the number that most people can probably live with.
Yeah, I think that's fair to me. Between 2 and 3 is really cool. But even though some analysts are saying that oil's peak is in less than 5 years with the adaptation of clean energy.
Yeah, it's interesting. You would think that there's some kind of shelf life on oil, and we're going to have to come up with an alternative energy source. But right now, it's still oil rules the roost. We've seen the electric cars try. Tesla's an interesting story. We had an IPO down here the other day with a Chinese electric car that's performing quite well as well. So there are signs out there that alternative energy may get there, but it's just not yet right now. I think the short term is still about oil.
Yeah, those cars are really cool. That was a Neo, right?
Yeah. It's a tough opening, but it's trading much higher, and a lot of that is in sympathy to what's going on in China. With the over sold condition that China was in as far as the equities go, you've seen a strong bounce, and you've seen some really aggressive short covering that's occurred here, and that's also contributed to this market rally.
It seems that clean is kind of the trend now, even when it comes to tobacco. Even though the FDA slammed Juul the other day, I'm sure you've seen it, kids in our town in Monmouth County. But do you think that they're not going to disrupt the tobacco industry anymore because of this incident?
I don't know. I'm not even looking at the tobacco or the Juul side of it. I'm just looking, if you look at the cannabis side, I mean, these stocks are just exploding. We have not seen them stop. Stocks, for example, Tilray is one that, you follow. It's over $100, and this is up $80, $90 in a couple weeks. I mean, so this growth is just exploding. Investors are getting involved. And you can't stop it right now. The government can't even get in front of it. So, as far as a trading idea goes, what you want to do is you want to ride these moves. You want to be aggressive thinking until you see a sign of turn. You're going to ride them, and that's what investors are doing right now.
Yeah, like you said, or as we like to say, the green is green.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. In this case, it certainly is.
Well, we might need a few hits of that after our commute tomorrow with Hurricane Florence coming here. So I'm going to wish you some luck tomorrow, Matt. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, no Elon Musk for me, but we'll have hopefully the storm keeps everyone safe down there. Hopefully it's not as bad as they're forecasting, and the people in South Carolina, North Carolina, are safe, and we don't get the worst of this. So we're thinking about you all. Remember Sandy back here. The tidal surges are really what was the problem, and it took days and weeks to recover. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point, and hopefully those people are all safe.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, to all our viewers out there, stay safe, hunker down. Matt, hope you have a good weekend as long with everyone else here.
Yeah, absolutely. You too.